My name is Taurean Bogguess, trained in Military Fighting Systems, QC, Quad Cities, Port Byron, Illinois.
My name is Chuck Pieritz. I train up in Chicago, Illinois at Izzy Style School of Wrestling with Izzy Style and Valley Flow Striking, and with now Penny here in the Quad Cities, and then Josh Howard at Big Five.
Is this another boring wrestler? It's not even a wrestler. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, people told me that he was a wrestler, but I didn't see no wrestling shots. I didn't see nothing. I saw an amateur takedown, grab and hang on for life.
I'm not sure if he knows exactly what he's getting himself in for completely. I know on March 28th, it's going to be more than he ever thought he could handle. He's going to go into deep water, and he's not going to do well. I'm going to push my pace, push my game plan, and it's going to be a good day.
We all have our good days and our bad days, on and off. And yeah, it does depend on what Tori comes in. And on a show like this, I plan on being me, all of me.
I get more done by 6 in the morning than he does all day. So by the time 10 o'clock hits, I got 2 training sessions done. He's probably crawling out of bed. You know, he's not training like I train, not nearly as hard, not with the same mentality.
Just do what I did in the beginning when I had a record the same as yours, you know. Think about the future. I mean, that could come to an abrupt ending if I stop you here. I plan on hurting you.
We are ready for our 7th fight of the night here at Cage Aggression 15, Dedication Night 2, and making his way to the cage, Taurean the Brick Bogguess out of East Moline, Illinois, and MFS.
Bad blood. Like there's a lot of times where we have fights where, you know, the guys might talk a little bit of trash, or, you know, there might be some tough feelings, you know, going in ahead of time. But we actually had Mr. Bogguess decide to push Mr. Pieritz before or during the weigh-ins yesterday. And I mean, it wasn't a slight push, it was a full-out push, you know, almost knocked him off the stage. And I always wonder how it is when you have that type of anger built up towards someone. Is that going to be fuel for you, or is it going to cause you to do something entirely stupid and get yourself submitted or knocked out early on?
I think both, and that's one of the things I remember, you know, in my small stint of fighting, training with Tori, and me just leaving like, this guy is mean. I mean, he's nice, but when training, he threw with bad intentions training. Not to knock any of us out, he was fighting while he was training. I mean, it was just, that's him. Like you said, I'm gonna be me. That's the only way he knows how to fight, is with intensity, mean, and that's no surprise to me that there was some stuff going on in the weigh-ins. And it's just, you know, I will say that maybe, you know, his opponent may be technically more sound than him, but I always talk about that killer instinct. Tori's definitely got it. So that's what we're seeing tonight in this fight. Way to the cage, Chuck Pieritz out of Milan, Illinois, representing Izzy Style Wrestling and Valley Flow Striking.
We had a chance to talk with Chuck before the weigh-ins, and the one thing that he wanted to say was that he was ready to put a show, or to put on a show, and to drop this guy on his head. So that was before the weigh-ins, and before he got pushed off the stage. I can only imagine how much more he wants to drop this guy on his head at this point. And like you said before, that rage, that intensity, are you going to be able to channel it, or is it going to be your downfall? And I have to think that, you know, Chuck's going to be able to channel that once he steps into the octagon tonight.
Yeah, and you know, I believe we may see Berserker mode in this fight.
From Veteran Fighter.
Veteran Fighter Berserker mode, which is the best kind of Berserker mode. And then it may settle down, because they both are, you know, they've been doing this for a while. They're not debuting. So that initial I want to beat you up will come out in the first 20 seconds, and then they may settle down. But God, man, I'm hoping for some fireworks to kick this fight off.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Professional Lightweight Division, powered by Sports Clips Haircuts. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighted at 149.5 pounds. He trains with Militich Fighting Systems and is sponsored by Schmall Chiropractic, Next Level Fitness, Local 2158, King's Landscaping, and Gary's Tattoos. Joining us from East Moline, Illinois, Tori the Brick Bogguess. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighted at 147.5 pounds. He trains with Izzy Style Wrestling and Valley Flow Striking. He's sponsored by Bike and Hike, Ray Lind of Rule and Rule, Josh Howitt, and Big 5 Power Conditioning. Joining us from Milan, Illinois, Chuck Pieritz.
We are ready for our 7th fight of the night here at Caged Aggression 15 Dedication Night 2. Taurean Bogguess versus Chuck Pieritz. Pieritz in the black and white, Bogguess in the black. Man, man, I'm ready.
I'm ready for this too. You can almost see the anger in Pieritz's eyes.
And that's what I mean. I feel like, you know, Bogguess is going to start off with one of his huge kicks.
Yep.
Right up the pipe. Can't get too close to Pierce though, because that's when he comes in. And he knows that. They know, these guys know each other very well.
Yeah,
they know
very
their styles
well.
very well. So there's going to be a lot of respect early on, and it's going to go away very quickly. Big kick, big exclamation point. You know, bad intentions.
That's what he wants you to do is sit.
Nice footwork from Pierce. Gotta land something on Bogguess though to get this going. Really get that confidence under you. Nice level changes from Bogguess and Pierce. Big shots. So fast, both of them too. I mean,
Incredibly fast and a lot of power behind those
Pierce
shots from Bogguess.
had that come off, and Bogguess was right there to counter and answer. Big inside leg kick. Big kick again from Bogguess.
And Pieritz is going to want to get something going soon.
There's that takedown. Bogguess has got him already trying to finish the submission, but maybe the guillotine looks decently deep from our position. Pretty hard to get it from this position though, so Chuck's definitely in a dominant position right now. This is where he wanted the fight. Now It's a whole different fight now.
And like you said, this is a totally different fight right now. This is when you make that transition to the ground. This is where you would assume that Pieritz has the advantage.
Izzy style wrestling. I mean, on the map, you know, we see it a lot.
Oh yeah.
And so this is his world. This is where he wanted the fight to go. Bogguess doing a good job trying to not letting him do much right now. Bogguess staying tight to him, trying to get his hands up, out. Nice elbow from the bottom.
Love being so close and be able to see the hand fighting. I don't know if, you know, everyone on television can appreciate that as much as we can, but just to see these guys hand fighting and battling, it's incredible.
Chuck able to pop up. That's what we were talking about earlier. Pop up, get a shot in, then come back down. So exhausting to have somebody on you that's a wrestler that knows what they're doing. It sucks the life right out of you. And I know Bogguess wants to get this fight back standing to where he was just capitalizing on some shots. Such a benefit right now for Chuck Pieritz to have his corner right next to him, in his ear. What you can do though, if you're Tori though, and Bogguess, is listen to his corner as well. They're giving him instructions, so counter the instruction that you're hearing as well. Use it to your advantage as well.
And you know what's coming.
Bogguess trying to pop out and maybe do a reversal.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. If you're Bogguess right now, you're going to have to try to get on to a hip and see if you can move this a little bit away from the cage, because Pieritz is doing a great job of keeping Bogguess pinned directly up against the cage right now.
Wide leg stance too, and just trying to spread out as much as he can. Body shots from Bogguess. Big body shots from Chuck. The classic body head from Chuck.
And it's classic. It's something that you see consistently on a professional level. But you know, interestingly tonight and even last night, we didn't see a whole lot of that. But it's always there. It's always wide open. And those fighters that are seasoned, you know, take advantage of that.
As you get closer and closer to the main event of these two-night affairs, you see some of the classic moves like that. Big elbow from Chuck. So, 50, I don't know if I say 50-50, but definitely Bogguess's first part of the round.
Yep.
Chuck got the takedown, dominated the second half. Really tough to judge again.
Yeah, it's difficult to judge when you have, you know, a round that's probably split down the middle, 50-50. So when you come into the second round, you have to figure out who's going to be able to impose their strategy. And that's always the case, but when you have veteran fighters like we have here tonight, it's even more important for both of these guys to get their strategy off and be able to be successful with their strategy early and often.
Right, now you know, I mean, right now, Bogguess was lighting up Chuck with his kicks. If Chuck goes back in for a takedown, I wouldn't be surprised to see a knee, a kick, something to counter that. Because if he gets taken down again, he may not get up again, and that's not what he wants. So, here we go, round two. Looking very loose right now, both fighters. Almost slips from the kick, does Bogguess. Goes to the takedown, falls.
Oh, big knee by Bogguess.
Big knee, looks for the trip.
Interesting to see Bogguess initiate the takedown.
Yeah, really risky, but that's part of this game too, is to take those risks and see what happens. He obviously was comfortable in doing that, but now he's got to capitalize on that. Chuck may want to get back to what he was doing at the end of the first round. Was really throwing down some shots, posturing up, coming down with a few, going back down. Body head again. You
can see Pieritz continually trying to reach and move Bogguess towards the cage so that he's going to be pinned again like he was in the last round.
Big shots coming down from Chuck.
Big body shots by Pieritz.
Chuck doing a good job of trying to keep Torrey flat to the mat, keep him down, smothering him, not letting him do much. Looking for the arm triangles, gotta jump over though. And Torrey is able to reverse it and get back up to his feet. Lands a big shot. Now Bogguess is in the dominant position.
And like we say all the time, you know, for Pieritz, he's going to have to get on one hip, but that's something that we don't even have to say to him because he's going to do that almost automatically.
Nice elbows from the bottom from Chuck. Chuck is bleeding a little bit. Another big shot from Torrey. And this is that classic, you know, grinder, just shot here and there. Big shot.
Nice shot by Bogguess.
Big shot from him. Big shot coming in. And that's what we was talking about, you know, last night too, is waiting for that right moment as he comes up. Right now, a clinch game. Really looking for a dominant position. Spinning back elbow from Chuck. That was a quick one. Another spinning back elbow. Wow, that's thinking outside the box. And they landed both of them.
And I'm sure if you're Bogguess at this point, you want to keep things standing up. You really don't want to take it to the ground.
Back to those initial leg kicks where he was really swinging it around and landing those huge leg kicks.
And Bogguess isn't being, you know, very active at all right now either. That's always a sign for your opponent. If you start to notice that, oh, he's not being too active, maybe that cardio is a question. Maybe there's something else. Maybe I hurt him a little bit.
Right now in this round, you gotta end at the capitalize on this round and really throw a big shot and make that. See, right there, that's not big uppercut by Bogguess. Another shot lands.
Oh, huge shot right there by Pieritz. Huge shot by Bogguess.
Big takedown from Pieritz. So one big shot lands, the other one counters. Nice shoulder butt from Chuck, and that's the difference.
Exactly. Yep.
You see spinning backhands, you see shoulder butts like that. Literally have watched 20 fights now and haven't seen that yet. Yep. That's the difference. It's those little things that add up, and you use where your position, your body's at.
Right, and it just gives your opponent one more thing to think about. You think you have his hand tied up, and you can be safe for a few seconds, but nope, you got to watch out for that shoulder.
If you are Chuck's corner right now, obviously it's how are we getting the takedown immediately. If you are Bogguess' corner right now, how do you avoid that takedown? How do you some of the things he was doing early on, I don't know if he has the energy to do them still, sending kicks through like that. But he had a flurry at the end of the second round, so he does still have it in there.
And if Bogguess is able to avoid that takedown, you got to capitalize on it. You got to take advantage of it. There's a few times where there were a few lulls in the action where they were both standing up and no one was really doing anything. I can kind of understand that for Pieritz because that's not really his strategy, but if you're Bogguess, you got to take advantage of those situations.
We are ready for our third and final round here at Cage Aggression 15, Dedication. Taurean Bogguess versus Chuck Pieritz. Going in for the kick again. Big front kick, that's working for him tonight.
It is, and especially you know that eventually Pieritz is going to shoot, so you want to time that front kick to catch him as he shoots in.
Though, with the thing about that kick too is even if it doesn't hit flush, you get a toe, the toes land, it still hurts a lot, even the grazing shots like that. Pieritz really looking nice head movement, really trying to get big spot kick to the body. Almost looked like a low blow. Got the action right in front of us. Chuck really looking to separate a little bit, maybe do something. Staying tight to him right now, pulling his head up, looking to push the leg down and pass guard. Big elbow.
Nice sharp elbow from Pieritz right there. Bogguess is going to have to shrimp up and try to jump onto a hip if possible. But Pieritz is such a skilled wrestler that he's not even letting that happen right now.
Big elbow again. Big shot again too. He's got Torrey bleeding and cut open at this point. Bogguess really got him to pop his hips up, try to slide out, but he is just being smothered right now by Pieritz. Big elbow
Big
again.
elbow.
Working the body, coming back over the head. This is the fight that Chuck's wanted since yesterday. I mean, he wanted this type of fight. He wanted this grindy, where he's got control of him. He's got the good takedown, and now he's just kind of capitalizing on it.
And there's so many times. There's so many times where we see these guys that are, we see fights and the fighters are locked up on the ground, and there's really nothing happening. There's so much action happening right now, and Pieritz is kind of putting on a clinic of what you can do and the different variety of moves you can do when you're on top of a fighter.
Back to the body, back to the head. Does Pieritz go? Knee to the body. And where'd that even come from? I mean, he just knew where he was at. He threw it, and it came through.
Body, body, head.
Big knee to the body again. Chuck looking for a completely flattens him out. And there's, Torrey's trying to sneak out the back door underneath. There's nowhere he can go really. Yeah, it's completely caught right now.
But he is trying to, land some shots to the body, which is about all he can do at this point.
Chuck able to big rear naked choke, and he taps.
That has to feel good. You grind someone for an entire fight. Let's put the bad blood behind us for a second, but you grind someone for an entire fight. They relax for about a second and a half. And that's all it took. All it took to sink that rear naked choke, and you have to think from Bogguess that you get so caught up in trying to defend this guy on top of you from, dropping elbows on you, knees, shoulder butts, everything that's coming, that you kind of relax for a split second, and boom, that's what happened.
He just didn't let him up. He just worked for it, worked for it. Like you said, just threw it on quickly, and it was done. But it was grindy. It was back and forth.
And you hear the boos right now, and you have Bogguess, walking out the octagon, and a lot of people would see that as a sign of disrespect, but it's just so many emotions going in this.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Bruce Allen has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes 39 seconds into round 3, declaring your winner by submission due to rear naked choke, Chuck Pieritz.